Okay, good afternoon, Cordova. This is press release number 2 on March 27th at 4 p.m. This will also be posted after 5 p.m. this afternoon on the cityofcordova.net website as our March 27th, 5 p.m. news release number 9. You can click on the banner at the top of the city's homepage, and it will take you right to the Cordova Prepared page that posts these daily news releases. So press release number 2. The City of Cordova COVID-19 confirmed positive case count at this time is 0. The City of Cordova has been carefully monitoring the procession of COVID-19 in the state of Alaska, nationally and globally. We've been working with the community to comply with federal and state of Alaska recommendations and mandates regarding COVID-19. Governor's Health Mandate 10 directs all people arriving in Alaska, whether resident, worker, or visitor, are required to self-quarantine for 14 days and monitor for illness. Arriving residents and workers in self-quarantine should work from home unless you support critical infrastructure. Anyone who meets the criteria identified in Attachment A of that state's health mandate is considered part of critical infrastructure. They may begin work on critical infrastructure immediately with no quarantine as long as their place of employment has a plan in place to maintain a healthy environment and address individuals who are sick. Businesses like fish processors or other employers related to the maritime trades are considered critical infrastructure, and we are not allowed to interfere with that industry. We also previously adopted a health mandate directed at travelers entering Cordova. The governor has made it clear that the state mandate supersedes any local mandate. Where does that leave Cordova? The city, working through its incident management team, has been working diligently to collaborate with Cordova's private and public employers, as well as its healthcare providers, including Cordova Community Medical Center and the Alanka Community Health Center, to ensure that all entities are taking every step possible to ensure the safety of our community during this public health crisis. We must now come together to take even greater steps to protect our community. I'm pleased to announce that a plan that addresses individuals, businesses, the fishing fleet, and processors that protects our community from the COVID-19 outbreak to the maximum extent allowed by state and federal laws. The rules and procedures in these rules and procedures are effective immediately and adopted via Emergency Order 2020-02, which will be posted on the city website shortly. These rules include a local business protective measures and policies. All businesses open to more than 5 customers at one time at a physical site within the city shall post a COVID-19 protective measures and policies on site detailing the measures taken by that business to protect employees and customers from COVID-19 exposure. Level 1 and Level 2 individual distancing protocols are established detailing the expectations for social distancing, hand washing, and other protective measures to be followed by individuals living in or entering Cordova. Small and large operator mutual aid agreements will be entered into by individuals and businesses engaged in commercial operations, sales, or services physically located within the city. These agreements identify measures taken by the city to protect the community and the required protections to be provided by the operator to prevent the spread of COVID-19 amidst the operator's employees and customers and within the Cordova community at large. These agreements will be required of all vessels in the fishing fleet, which the state of Alaska has identified as part of the critical infrastructure. Private facilities. The city manager may require businesses and commercial enterprises operating within the city to close or limit operations if necessary to protect public health, welfare, and safety. City operations. The COVID-19 emergency may require city to adopt temporary measures impacting city operations necessary to protect public health, safety, and welfare. Any regular or special meetings of the City Council may be conducted via electronic means, including audio or video conference, and the mayor may chair these meetings via electronic presence. The meeting may be conducted at City Hall if doing so does not pose a risk to the public health safety, and welfare. Council will ensure that reasonable accommodations are made to afford the public a right to be heard telephonically. The city clerk shall provide the public and media notice that is reasonable under the circumstances for all emergency special meetings held by council. Cordova, this declaration issues a call to arms to our community members and will take effect immediately and remain in effect for 30 days and may be extended. We know that some of the rules and procedures we're implementing will cause hardship for our community, but we must do everything we can to protect the health of Cordova's most vulnerable residents. And these rules and procedures provide maximum protection to all our community members in the least restrictive way possible to our way of life. As information changes rapidly regarding the virus, we will be re-examining our emergency rules and procedures and updating them as needed. During this time of uncertainty, please do not hesitate to reach out to the city's incident management team at cordovaprepared@yahoo.com with any questions regarding the rules and procedures or best practices and how they affect you individually or your business. If you need help with anything, let us work with you to get the services and assistance you need. What the incident management team can and cannot do. While your incident management team is working tirelessly to plan for what is to come and create mitigation measures to keep Cordova free of coronavirus for as long as possible, there is a limit to what the City of Cordova may mandate and enforce. We have been meeting with processors, representatives of the commercial fishing fleet, and grocers and other essential businesses. We have been consulting for expert advice from healthcare professionals and experts. We do have a plan in place for quarantine and treatment centers, which will be updated and revised as this situation evolves. We have been providing accurate, timely, and pertinent public information as often as is possible. Many Cordovans have voiced a desire to close the Cordova airport to all traffic. However, the City of Cordova recently received a letter from the state of Alaska stating, quote, DOT and PF, that's Transportation and Public Facilities, has confirmed with the Federal Aviation Administration that airport closure is not a valid option at this time for several reasons. Airports are public facilities that provide critical life, health, and safety access to rural communities. Alaska's airports have received significant federal funding to ensure they remain open and operational to all aircraft users and the public. Federal grant assurances associated with the funding prohibit airport closure without FAA approval. Public airports must remain open and available to all types of users, commercial, private passenger, cargo, etc. Essential air service. This morning I participated in a federal essential air service briefing with the U.S. Department of Transportation. The U.S. Department of Transportation has allocated significant emergency funding to support the Essential Air Service program during this coronavirus outbreak. And they are particularly sensitive to the needs of Alaska, which represents a full 1/3 of the program participants. The federal government considers air travel essential to the COVID-19 response for movement of critical medical goods and services and to the nation's economy, and will not allow closures of federal or state airports, despite many rumors to the contrary. So here's what you can do. The CDC's social distancing guidelines of at least 6 feet should be followed by all Cordovans, even those who do not feel sick. Cordova's elderly and high-risk populations are encouraged to self-quarantine and ask for help getting groceries, medications, and other essential items. Resources are available if you need help. As the State of Alaska Chief Medical Officer, Ann Zink, continues to state, the citizens of Alaska hold the future very much in their hands. How you choose to follow these mitigation measures now will help determine how long these measures stay in place, how many Alaskans become infected, how many hospitals are overwhelmed, and how many people eventually succumb to this disease. Cordova does not yet have a confirmed positive COVID-19 case. Let's keep it that way. Every person in town is responsible for doing their part in protecting themselves and others as if we do already have confirmed cases. As a reminder, Please follow these guidelines to stop the spread of COVID-19. Wash your hands frequently, especially before touching your face. Cover coughs and sneezes, and clean frequently touched surfaces. Keep at least 6 feet away from others. Stay home and work from home as much as possible. If you are sick with a respiratory infection, even with mild symptoms, isolate yourself from others and call ahead if you need medical attention. In accordance with Governor Dunleavy's March 20th health mandate, remember, no gatherings of more than 10 people may take place. If a gathering does take place, people must be 6 feet apart from each other. Follow all health mandates and guidance issued by Governor Mike Dunleavy, the Department of Health and Human Services, the Center for Disease Control, and local governments and health authorities. I emphasize, if you have flu-like symptoms or respiratory symptoms, a dry cough, increased fever, persistent fever that stays 100.3 Fahrenheit, and or shortness of breath, please call ahead before coming into a medical facility. This also applies to emergency room and clinic visits. Testing in Cordova. While there are still no confirmed cases of the coronavirus in Cordova, testing is taking place and is available for those that fit the CDC's testing criteria at Cordova Community Medical Center and the Alanca Community Health Center. In a community as small and close-knit as Cordova, the City of Cordova's COVID-19 Incident Management Team feels it is best not to reveal the exact number of individuals tested at this time to protect patient privacy. Any test which comes back positive for COVID-19 in Cordova will be reported to the public immediately. Health-related information. Cordova Prepared is the comprehensive source for answers to any questions you have. Please do not call CCMC or the clinic with COVID questions unless they are directly related to your health. We do not want to take time away from the important work of our medical providers. Please do not send your please do send your questions to cordovaprepared@yahoo.com, which goes directly to the Cordova's City Public Information and Incident Management teams. Weekly news briefings. Going forward, the City of Cordova's COVID-19 Incident Management Team will be hosting these live-streamed press briefings each Friday at 4 p.m., which will be streamed live and available in the archive afterward at youtube.com/c/City of Cordova, Alaska. Please also consult these resources for information. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, at coronavirus.gov. The State of Alaska's Department of Health and Social Services at coronavirus.alaska.gov. You can also dial 211, the State of Alaska's information line for non-clinical questions. The City of Cordova at cityofcordova.net. Let's all do our part and practice the CDC guidelines to keep Cordova free of COVID-19 for as long as possible. Please take every precaution to care for yourselves and your loved ones. Updates will be posted regularly on Cordova Prepared page of the City of Cordova website and to facebook.com/groups/Cordova Prepared/. General local questions, again, can be directed to cordovaprepared@yahoo.com. Thank you, and let's continue to work to be safe, Cordova. Have a good evening.